Hey everybody, how's it going? So here's something a bit of a surprise to me and probably a bit of a surprise to you. I didn't quite expect to be getting this far. I'm going to put a few more LEDs in here to make it a little brighter inside. It's pretty good the way it is, but this was essentially a test to see how things would go. Can't quite see through there. One thing people don't often consider when they do lighting is that what they'll do is get the brightest possible LEDs they have and just shine them in there. This is a 1/35th scale model, so you really got to consider the fact that the lighting needs to be 1/35th as powerful as it should be in real life. I don't have any light meter readings of the set itself when they were shooting, of course. However, what I'm doing is going on, I don't know, sort of a basic relative sort of feel for how this is working out. So these are all warm white LEDs installed in the ceiling, and what I'll do here is pull the top and we'll take a look. So definitely a nice white glow going on, and you can see that the ceiling pretty much does all of the casting for the light. There's barely anything showing up on the floor, if anything at all. Let me put this back on a second. Yeah, that's really a big difference there, huh? Now when you look too low in here, if we can focus the back wall, hopefully. There we go. There's definitely some hot spots on the ceiling, and I've got a couple ideas for how I'm going to fix those. And you can see on the right there, there's a little bit of an LED coming up from over the lip. And there's one there. Oh, let me loosen this. I'll turn the lights on and we'll take a look again. So the first thing to note is I painted the entire inside with this really metallic silver paint, which does a really good job of reflecting the light. So that's definitely a really big help there. I'm going to do a few coats on that over the coming days. So over here on the LEDs, what I basically did was I put one down, kind of set it up so that it was hiding just behind the ridge, and glued it down with a little CA and some baking soda to help give it a really good form. So I can still bend these up if need be, but I'm trying to keep them just below the horizon line here so that they aren't too visible. I kind of succeeded in most cases, but like that little guy over there, he's just a little too off. There it is. But all these other ones, there's another one right there, they're pretty good. I can't really bend these down too much further. I could shave them down with the Dremel and just kind of flatten down the top there, but I'll worry about that a little later. So when we were looking at the inside there, I'd like to get it a little brighter, but not too much. So what I'll be doing is adding a few more LEDs to this mix. There's 12 in there right now. And what I did was I put one down just to get a relative judgment on its size. Then I made all these other silver marks around the ridge here, and I came up with 24 by coincidence. So into 360, that's one every, what, 15, 20, 10 degrees, somewhere in there, 15 maybe. Whereas now with 12 LEDs, that's one every 30 degrees. So to help avoid some hot spots on the ceiling when looking through the front window here, I'm going to put most of the extra LEDs all along the front here so it's shining back and lighting up most of the area. I'm going to make the electronics on the ceiling here modular, so all the wires up here are going to have their own individual plug. Well, they won't have individual plugs, but the whole ceiling will have a plug so that I can remove it from the main body, and then the body will have a plug which will be able to allow it to separate from the lower hull, so I can pull it all apart whenever need be and maintain total convenience in that regard, and modularity. What else? I don't want to spend too much time here. This looks like it's all done with serial wiring, but in fact every negative goes to every negative, every positive goes to every positive. So this is all wired with parallel. If any one LED goes out, none of the others will go out. If this was done in serial, if one LED went out, they would all go out. Or at least the ones after the one that died. Should be all of them though, I think. I chose a power supply. Where's that? Here it is. This is a 12 volt power supply with 1.5 amps. That's 1500 milliamps. Each one of these LEDs takes up 25 milliamps. So right now we're looking at 300 right there alone. So I've definitely got plenty of room to go. I can put 1500 divided by 25 is definitely a lot of them. If not, what, 5 times 12, 70 LEDs in here? That should be more than enough. And if you resistor them the right way, you can actually put a lot more than that in here as well. So I'm not too worried about that. There will also be a fusion core in here, which has a big draw of power. And again, I'm not too worried about that. 1.5 amps is going to be well more than enough. I only want to do this as an introduction to what's going on. I'll definitely record the upcoming LED installation on the ceiling. A lot more of the lighting needs to be done after all the parts are painted. So I do have to get moving on the airbrush. I was just kind of anxious to see how this was going to look, so I kind of went ahead and did all this basic wiring. Not that it's basic, well, it is. Simple soldering and simple wiring. But it is tedious, and I'll show you how tedious wiring can be. Even though as simple as it is, it goes fairly fast once you get into a groove. It's just a matter of repetition, really, just like everything else in life. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you real soon on the next video. See ya.